Well, Jeffrey Fischer is a retired Air Force colonel and an international security expert. He joins us live now from Vienna for more. Jeffrey, first of all, I want to ask you about what the United States has been saying about the use of cluster bombs by Ukraine, that it is effective and appropriately being used. What's your take on that?
Yeah. First of all, thanks a lot for having me. I always enjoy engaging with you and your listeners. Yeah, cluster munitions are a sticky wicket, right? And a lot of people look at them in different ways. They were designed for a purpose. They were designed as a weapon system that could take out fielded forces out in the open. They've been using them for quite a while. Both Russia and Ukraine have not signed on to the agreement for banning them. So I think that the United States is right in saying that Ukraine's using them correctly.
So the Russians are criticizing this, but it's quite a stretch, isn't it? I mean, ultimately Putin was using these first, and now he's criticizing Ukraine that they've got hold of these weapons. I mean, it's quite a cheek.
He's kind of known for that, though, right? So we shouldn't be too shocked that he likes to play unfair. He's walked back from almost every treaty, right? I was assigned in Vienna originally as a U.S. Senior officer for treaties, and Russia's walked back and walked away from almost every single treaty that it has with the United States and with Eastern and Western Europe. So this is par for the course.
Jeffrey, can I ask you as well about the Black Sea grain deal? It surely is no surprise to people that Putin is now going after Ukraine's ports, damaging infrastructure and ultimately reducing their economy, and the prospect of all that grain going out around the world. You know, this was obviously a tactic that Putin very quickly deployed when he withdrew from the agreement.
100%, and you're spot on. And I would tell you that this was a strategic failure of epic proportion that Vladimir Putin doesn't realize yet. He struck ports, and he struck, up until the point that he started attacking food grains and food stores. He was attacking the civilians of Ukraine, and he thought if he could break the will of the people, that eventually he could get them to fold. Well, now he's decided he's changing tactics, perhaps even strategy at this point, to go after grain. And what he doesn't realize is he's not only attacking the people of Ukraine anymore. All the nations that were dependent on that food, to include China, its closest ally, are now part of this has now become a global war. Maybe not one that has kinetic effect yet, but when you start causing famines and you start causing suffering from hunger, that has global implications. And I don't think he realizes that just yet.
Jeffrey, can I ask about a situation where Putin has said that Ukrainian vessels carrying grain will be viewed as legitimate military targets? What happens if he decides to hit one of these vessels?
If he decides to hit one of these vessels and it sinks or it's damaged or there's any kind of issue, I would imagine the first thing that's going to happen, there'll be a UN Security Council emergency meeting. Russia and China both sit on that council, so I don't know if it would do too much, but it would definitely put a spotlight onto the Ukrainian war. Sometimes I don't understand Vladimir Putin, right? If he truly wants the West to stop supporting Ukraine, if he wants that support and the popular people of Western Europe, Turkey, Eastern Europe, and the United States to stop providing weapons, he's going about it the wrong way, right? Because as a bully continues to pick on the little guy, you usually see crowds rally around the little guy, and it really makes very little sense to me. But I would see increased weapons production from the West, increased weapon support from Turkey, from the United States, Germany, and NATO, and a huge admonishment, if not more, from NATO.
Jeffrey Fischer, international security expert, live for us in Vienna. Thanks for your insight.